Hey everybody, I have good news about Anthony. I did one take on this already and it just dragged out because I kept brain farting and I couldn't get my act together. So I'm redoing this video. But a couple of nights ago, Anthony got really sick out of the blue and just puked. He was just gagging and I was like, oh my God, he just one good puke and it was done. And I was like, okay, now I'm kind of concerned, but he ended up being okay. But it made me scared. I mean, as soon as I turned around and saw him doing that and then puking, I thought about my dog Jules from last year that passed away because I had to delay her vet care because I didn't have the money for it. That concern that I had that I already spoke about. So I thought about that. Well, okay, let me go back a little bit. Right after we found Anthony and we got him, I posted, I think it was that same day, I posted a thing on Craigslist about to the son of a bitch who left them puppies there, and I just kind of ripped them a new one, and people were contacting me from that, asking if I wanted to give Anthony to them, but they all just came across as kind of like, oh, cool story, I want the dog now. And it just didn't feel right. And one girl was actually a renter in an apartment and hadn't even asked her landlord if she could have a pet. So that one didn't feel right. And, I just was like, yeah, no. And the other night, the longer I've had him, the less emails I'm getting from people from that ad that I put up, where I was just, it wasn't to get rid of Anthony. It was just an ad saying to whoever dumped the dogs on Summeracre Road. And people were, contacting me. Like I say, they've died down. But then the night after, it might have been that same night or the next day, someone emailed me about that. They had seen that online. And I'll put a link to that on here so you can see the ad that everyone else did. But she messaged me and said she lived in Kitty Hawk, but she was from Tarboro, and that it touched her heart to hear that story, just like everyone else who messaged me about it, and wanted to know if I was interested in rehoming him, that her and her husband would love to have him. And it just, I don't know, it came across as feeling right, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Like I say, it was either that same evening or the evening before that Anthony had thrown up and freaked me out and just like cringed to my heart so bad thinking about that happening to him like it did with Jules. And I told Doug that this one feels right. And I had already said in my mind that it had been long and enough and I was going to end up keeping them. That was where I was, because it's been a while. And I changed my mind. I was like, this sounds right. This sounds good. We exchanged a few emails. I said, the only way we're going to do this is if you let me deliver Anthony to you so that I can see where he'll live. Not that I'm going to come in and inspect your house, but I need to have an image in my mind of where he's at, because it's hard not knowing. I don't like that whole meet somebody somewhere and do an exchange. That shit doesn't feel right to me. I don't like it. It weighs on my heart. So she agreed. And she said that she comes to Tarboro quite often, and she'll even bring him with her when she comes so that I can visit with him, and that feels good. No one's ever offered that before when I've rehomed, and we ended up talking on the phone, and she told me about, they have a fenced-in yard, they have a doggy door, they have 2 other rescue dogs, one's 40 pounds, one's 60 pounds, and I said, well, Anthony's going to be quite a bit bigger than either one of your dogs. He's going to be a big dog, but he's very smart, and he's submissive. His personality is very submissive, so that's good for your other rescue dogs. One of them's got a little bit of a food thing going on. She doesn't like sharing her food, and that's fine. Anthony's pretty good with that kind of thing. But I really like her. Like I said, we talked on the phone for an hour, and we talked about all kinds of things, and we talked about, my videos, and I had sent her a link, an email, before we ever spoke on the phone. I sent her a link to all of Anthony's videos, just a link to the whole playlist. She saw the whole thing through. She saw the journey he's been on, and she was like, yeah, we want him. We want him. We were looking for an adult dog, and it was weird because for me, I wasn't looking to rehome him anymore at that point. She wasn't looking for a puppy. She was looking for a senior dog, an adult dog. But then she saw Anthony's story and it completely changed her mind. She was like, no, this feels right. I got to have this dog. And So Sunday, hopefully, I haven't gotten a return email from her, but I contacted her about taking him to her on Sunday because we're already having to go to Virginia on Sunday for a quick trip to pick someone up. So he'd be going to his new home on Sunday, hopefully, and I get to meet her, and I get to meet her other two dogs and see how they interact with each other. She's great. She really is. She's great. She's perfect. And she's always home. She's home. She's on disability, so she's home. And she knows animals. She's a few years older than me, so we're about the same age, and this is perfect. So Anthony, I don't feel bad letting him go right now because this is meant to be. I really believe that. And I am going to bring my camera and I'm going to record the meeting with the other two dogs and meeting her, and everyone can see where Anthony's going to live now. And I think it's going to be good. I want to share the whole journey with you guys to the very end. And because I don't like doing this alone. But look, I'm going to cry. So, okay, I had to edit that out. Thanks for stopping by and listening to my shit. Hit the red button below and hang out with me some more, and everyone have a fantastic night. Bye.